My mother got your message. Now the entire kingdom is in chaos. I can't even begin to describe the storm that's erupted since she found it. Your words, the ones you wrote in desperation, in fury, are like fire now, burning through everything I thought I had under control. She came to me with those papers in her hand, her eyes wild with fury, her voice shaking with a mixture of fear and anger. She said it was a threat to everything we've built. But what she doesn't understand is that it wasn't a threat. It was your plea for something that I should have given you long ago. And now, because of my silence, the entire kingdom is unraveling at the seams. Do you know what it feels like to watch everything you've worked for crumble because of something you can't take back? The palace halls full of whispers. The servants look at me with fear in their eyes, as if they expect me to turn into something monstrous. And maybe I have, maybe. By not choosing you, by standing by and letting you fall away from me, I've already become the monster they all feared. But that doesn't matter now, does it? All that matters is that they're all watching me, waiting for me to fix this, to somehow make it right. But how do I make it right when everything I've ever cared about has been destroyed by my own hands? She told me that your message was treasonous, that it would incite rebellion, that it would tear down our walls, that it would shatter everything. And maybe she's right, because the kingdom is already breaking apart. There are factions, lords and ladies who see this as the opening they've been waiting for. They see your words as a rallying cry, a reason to rise up against the throne, to tear down the royal bloodline. But what they don't see is the truth beneath those words. The truth of a man who couldn't protect the one thing that mattered most. The truth of a prince who lost everything to the love he could never have. I didn't want this. I didn't want to drag you into this world of power and politics, where every move is calculated, where every relationship is a transaction. But you made me see things I didn't want to face. You made me realize that even with a crown on my head, I was nothing but a puppet in a game I didn't understand. And now, because of you, because of the truth you made me face, I'm standing at the edge of something bigger than me. I'm standing in the middle of a war I didn't want to start, and I'm alone, surrounded by the consequences of my own inaction. You didn't have to send that message. You didn't have to make everything fall apart. But maybe you did it because you saw what I couldn't. Maybe you saw that I would never choose the throne over you, that the kingdom would never be enough to fill the hole you left behind. And now it's all falling down because I didn't choose you when I should have, because I let you go thinking that duty could save me, thinking that power could save me, but it hasn't. And now everything I hold dear is crumbling in front of my eyes, and I can't even blame anyone but myself. I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know if the kingdom will burn, if the people will rise up, or if my father will have me locked away like some traitor. But I do know this: everything has changed. The walls I've built around my heart are no longer enough to protect me. The duty I once thought was my salvation has turned into my prison. And all because you showed me that love is stronger than power, stronger than a throne. And now, because of it, I lose both. I wish you were here to see this with me, to watch the chaos unfold and know that it's all because of what you said, what you finally made me hear. Maybe you never wanted this. Maybe you didn't want to be the cause of my downfall. But you were right. I should have fought for you. I should have chosen you over everything. And now, as the kingdom falls apart around me, all I can do is watch the fire you set burn through everything I've ever known. You have no idea what your message did to her. My mother isn't the kind of woman who forgives. She's the kind who destroys. When she read your words, I saw something in her eyes I've never seen before. Fear. Not for herself, but for me. She called you dangerous, said you were trying to ruin me, said you were the reason I'd lost control. She screamed my name in front of the council, accused me of treachery, of letting emotions infect royal judgment. And as she spoke, I just stood there silent, watching her unravel because she finally realized what I already knew. You were my weakness, my truth, my undoing. Now the palace is divided. The ministers whisper that I've betrayed the crown, that you've bewitched me, that you've turned me against my own blood. My father is trying to hold it all together, but his silence is louder than his words. I can see it in the way he avoids my gaze, as if he's already decided what to do with me. They're preparing for something. I can feel it in the air. The guards watch me differently now, not like a prince, but like a threat. Like I'm one wrong step away from being locked behind the same walls that were built to protect me. And all because of one message, your message. I keep rereading it even though I shouldn't. I memorized every line, every word that bled from you. It wasn't just rebellion, it was heartbreak. You wrote with fury, but beneath it I saw the pain, the love, the desperation. You didn't want to destroy me, you wanted me to wake up, to see what I'd become. And I did. I see it now. I see how much I let them break me. I let their rules, their commands, their kingdom strip away everything that made me human. You just gave me back the mirror. You forced me to look at what I turned into. That's why they hate you. Because you made me remember who I really am. Do you know what's worse than chaos? Silence. The kind that falls right before something terrible happens. The palace halls are too quiet tonight. My mother's guards are stationed outside my room, and I can tell they're not here to protect me anymore. They're here to make sure I don't leave. I heard her talking earlier, her voice sharp like glass, saying she'd handle you herself. I wanted to stop her, but every step I take feels like betrayal to my crown, to my family, to myself. You've put me in a war I can't win. If I defend you, I lose my kingdom. If I stay silent, I lose my soul. I keep thinking back to the night you left, the way you looked at me, like you already knew this would happen. You told me once that the truth always burns before it saves. Maybe that's what this is, the fire before the freedom. But God's, it hurts. It hurts to watch everything I've built fall apart because I couldn't protect you. You were never meant to be part of this world. You were too real, too wild, too alive. And now that the kingdom calls you a traitor, but I know better. You're the only one who ever told me the truth. If you could see what's happening now, you'd probably smile that cruel little smile of yours. You'd say, I told you they'd never let us be. And you'd be right. They never would have. We were never meant to survive inside these walls. The throne doesn't have room for love. It has space for heirs, power, obedience, but not for you. You were the one thing I couldn't control, and that's why they fear you. That's why my mother is ready to start a war to erase your name, because she knows if I had to choose between you and the crown, I'd burn the crown first. Everything's changing now. The torches outside burn brighter than ever. I can hear soldiers shouting orders, footsteps echoing down the corridors. Something's about to happen. I can feel it in my bones. Maybe this is how kingdoms end, not with conquest, but with love that refuses to die quietly. If they come for you, I'll stop them, even if it means turning my back on everything I was born to protect. You started this chaos, yes, but it's mine to finish. And if this kingdom burns, let it, because maybe in its ashes we'll finally be free. You've torn open something they can't contain anymore. The moment your words reached her hands, the truth started to leak through every corridor like poison. Secrets that were buried for years are now surfacing. Names are being whispered that were never meant to be spoken. You didn't just send a message, you set a spark to the veins of the entire kingdom. My mother is trying to bury it, trying to silence the chaos, but it's too late. Your voice has spread, and no amount of royal decree can erase what you've done. It's almost poetic how a single message from you could do what armies never could. They've turned your name into something dangerous now. They call you the serpent's whisper, the curse that corrupted the prince. It should make me angry hearing them say those things, but all it does is make me smile, because even in their hatred, they can't stop saying your name. You've become the story they can't kill, the ghost that haunts their thrones. My mother believes she can destroy the memory of you by punishing me. She doesn't realize that I'd rather wear your curse than her crown. You gave me something real, something they could never forge from gold and fear. The council is panicking. They say your message has reached the outer territories, that the people are beginning to question the royal bloodline, the system, the lies. They're calling for my loyalty, demanding I denounce you publicly. And maybe I will. Maybe I'll stand before them and say I never loved you, that I never knew you, that you were a mistake. But the truth will bleed through my words, because no matter how much I lie, the way I look when I speak your name will betray me. They'll see it in my eyes, the same fire you left behind. They'll see that the kingdom has already lost me. My mother doesn't sleep anymore. I hear her pacing outside my chambers at night, whispering prayers to gods she doesn't even believe in. She's terrified, not of rebellion, not of losing her power, but of losing me. She knows she already has, she can feel it. Every time she looks at me, she sees your shadow. She sees how you've replaced her crown with your memory. That's why she hates you so deeply, because you did what no one else could. You took her perfect creation, her obedient prince, and made him human. Sometimes I wonder if you expected this outcome. If you sent that message knowing it would ignite everything. You always were reckless, fearless in ways that terrified me. You said love wasn't meant to be quiet, that if it doesn't destroy something, it isn't real. I used to think you were wrong. I used to believe love should be sacred soft. But now I see it, the truth in your madness. Love isn't gentle. It's a word disguised as devotion, and I'm fighting it still, even as my kingdom falls apart around me. The soldiers are growing restless. Some of them whisper that I should take your side, that I should abandon the palace and follow you into exile. They say people are already calling for me, that they believe I'll bring change if I stand with you. But what they don't understand is that this isn't about power. It's about something far darker. You didn't just awaken rebellion in the kingdom, you awakened it in me, and now I can't unsee it. The lies, the rot, the blood hidden beneath the gold. You've infected me with your truth, and now it's all I see. The night sky outside is burning red, torches, fires, chaos. My father's soldiers are everywhere, trying to contain what can't be controlled. I don't know if I should curse you or thank you. Because yes, you've destroyed everything I was raised to protect, but in doing so, you've set me free. I'm no longer their prince. I'm something else now. Something wild, something dangerous. And when this is over, when the ashes settle, I'll find you. Not as a prince, not as a ruler, but as the man you created. The man who finally chose you over the kingdom that never truly belonged to him. They're calling it treason now. Every word you wrote is being dissected, twisted, used against me in council meetings I'm not even allowed to attend. My mother sits on her throne, cold and composed, while her advisors scream about loyalty and betrayal. They say I've been compromised, that I've allowed my emotions to endanger the bloodline, and maybe they're right, maybe I did. Because when I read your message, I didn't see rebellion, I saw truth, brutal, burning truth. You said the kingdom was built on fear, and I see it now. Every command, every law, every tradition, it's all just a cage wrapped in gold. You've become the enemy they needed to justify their cruelty. They've painted your name in red, labeled you the witch who bewitched their prince, the outsider who tried to tear apart the empire. They whisper that you cursed me, that I lost my mind the moment I touched you. And perhaps they're not entirely wrong. You did something to me. You broke through the walls I was raised to believe were unbreakable. You made me see that there's nothing noble about obedience when it means betraying your heart. Now I walk these halls like a ghost, knowing that every step I take is toward my own downfall. My father hasn't spoken to me since it happened. He passes me in silence, his eyes sharp, dissecting me like I'm a stranger. I used to crave his approval. Now his silence feels like a release. Because for once, I don't need it. I don't need his kingdom, his crown, his cold version of legacy. He calls this chaos, but I call it awakening. Your message didn't destroy the kingdom. It revealed it. Every rotten root, every secret, every buried scream. You didn't create the fire. You just showed me that it was already burning beneath the surface. The people have started chanting your name outside the palace gates. They call you the Shadow Queen, the voice of truth, the one who dared to challenge the throne. My mother has ordered the guards to silence them, but their voices keep rising. She doesn't understand that once the truth touches the wind, it can't be contained. The kingdom is splitting in two, those who fear you and those who worship you. And here I am, standing between both worlds, belonging to neither. To them I am the prince who betrayed his blood. To you, I'm not sure what I am anymore. At night, I read your message again and again until the words blur. It's the only thing that feels real now. The ink, the rage, the heartbreak, it's all that's left of you that I can touch. Sometimes I imagine you writing it, your hand trembling, your heart breaking, knowing what it would cost us. You must have known they'd find it. You must have known it would ruin me, but you sent it anyway. That's what makes it beautiful. You've always been braver than me, willing to destroy everything for love, while I hid behind walls built by fear. The palace feels like a tomb now. The chandeliers still burn, the guards still patrol, but there's no life left in it. The laughter has died, the music has faded, and every portrait on the walls feels like it's watching me with judgment. My mother says the kingdom will survive this storm, but she doesn't see that I'm the storm now, the one she created by trying to control me. The one you unleashed when you refused to bow. She can burn your letters, silence your name, execute your allies, but she can't erase the truth you left in me. I carry it in my blood now, and maybe that's what terrifies her most, that I'll do what you couldn't, that I'll finish what you started. I don't know if I'll ever see you again, or if you're still out there, watching from the shadows as the kingdom you exposed begins to crumble. But I swear this to you, if I survive this, if the crown still rests on my head when the dust settles, I won't wear it in their name, I'll wear it in yours. The kingdom may call you a traitor, but to me, you'll always be the only truth this cursed royal blood ever knew.